I remember driving around, trying to think of each and every way that I could maybe get my ass up at this time.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I'm gonna be doing the video of the gauge cluster, of who I got it from, who made it for me, and how to install it, how to swap it out, and what to do before you put everything back together so everything is how it should be. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my 2006 Infiniti G35 that I am currently doing a G37 front end conversion. We have the radiator support right here from the G37 hood. Got the G37 fenders and headlights in the back. And this weekend I'm picking up my Liberty Walk G37 front bumper. To get started, I need to move this out of the way because I need to get the car out a little bit so I can open the door and... Oh shit, I don't want this to fall over. Okay. So I need to pull the car out so I could open the door and show you guys how to do all this. This is the guy that you're gonna be looking for on Facebook, Albert Jandura. He's the one that did this cluster for me. He does a lot of custom ones, so yeah, definitely worth it. As you guys can see, he does G35s, G37s. So these are his prices. It's basically 160, 180 for most, just the gauge cluster. That's what you guys are looking for. That's what it is. 160, 180. That's an amazing price for the amount of work that goes into changing LEDs. That is an amazing price. Plus, this includes a new cluster, so you keep your original. He sends you out a completely new cluster. Now, if you guys want your exact mileage, then you guys are better off sending him your own, because the mileage changes. So if you guys want your mileage to be exactly the same, then definitely send yours to him, and he could do that as well. But these are the prices of him sending you a completely different cluster, cloud trim, LCD displays. That's the one I got. So it's the 3-piece set. I got that one for my car. 09 265 cluster, controller, radio panel, and start button. That's an amazing ass deal. If you guys have a G37, what more could you guys ask for right there? 265 for all that. And start buttons he could do as well. The 08, 05, 08 G35s. There you go. The 03, 04s. There's the prices right there. So definitely well worth it. I've had mine for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now, and nothing's wrong with mine. So definitely get it from this guy. It's gonna save you a lot of the trouble, and you get to keep your original cluster as well. Unless you guys want the exact mileage again, then send him yours. So definitely worth it. Check out his profile. He has more pictures on his. And yeah, there's the name of the guy, Albert Jandura. Alright, so gauge cluster. Damn, I've missed this carbon steering wheel. Alright. So you guys could tell, mine are purple and white. And the little rev meter is white, the one in the middle. The guy that made it for me could customize it in any colors you guys want. You could do the needles in any color you want. You could do the numbers any color you want. Even the rings around, all the little battery, all the other lights. Anything that you guys want, he can make it in any color. So if you guys want to like change it up, you can. Me, I just wanted it purple and white. So I did ask, leave the rev needle red and then this needle white. As to exactly why I did that, I'm not sure. I just thought it looked cool. So that's how mine ended up. And as for miles, you guys could choose your mileage. You could get it somewhat close to it. Me, I didn't mind. I don't care. You know, my plan is to say I'm keeping this car forever, so I didn't really care about the mileage. That you guys are about to swap it out. So pretend you have the stock one on. So in order to get this off, in order to remove the cluster, you need to remove this whole piece. So in order to do that, you guys have to come under here and remove this one, remove this, and I think this one too as well. So you don't have to remove the steering wheel. I just realized I'm missing the little plastic that goes there, but you need to remove this, this, and this, because under here there's 4 bolts. Well, I'll show you. Let me get this off. All right, so as you guys can tell, you guys have to remove these. It's quiet. You guys need to unplug these. This one just clips off, and then from there, this one has screwdrivers here, and I think that's it. And then this one is just clips. So yeah, this one just clips on as well. All right, then you got one more plug right here, and then this hose for the AC. So you got this hose and this clip that go into right here. So once that's off, you can remove this out of the way. Let's put this up here. I did forget to mention, but on mine, I never put the little latch back on for the hood opener or the computer. So I left those dangling on the bottom, and it never bothered me. So I left, here's the latch one, so I just pull it whenever I need to open the hood, but I never really use it. And then for this one, I ended up losing the bolt, so I never put it back. So I just tucked it away in here and just get it out whenever I need it for like smog or something. And let's get these guys in here. So this middle piece as well pops off. So this middle piece goes right here, you pop it off. Okay, that's fine. This piece I already loosened up both the bolts. So let's get this part off as well. And it's basically clip on. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to make sure I don't break it. Yeah, so I loosened it up. You just pull. Yeah, pull it until it separates from both ends. There we go. And then you have to undo this connection for this one. So the top comes out once you separate them. The top comes out. Fun fact about my car. Okay, there we go. So top piece is off. Fun fact, my car, the fuse to actually move my steering wheel forward went out. So I don't even know where the fuse is. So if someone knows where the fuse to this goes to like adjust the steering wheel, comment below and let me know. But if this does work for you guys, move the steering wheel as far out as you can. It makes it a lot easier. So now that I got that part out, gotta get the bottom piece out now. Really struggled a little bit to loosen this one up just because my steering wheel is kind of like tucked in a little forward into the dash. So again, just you guys have the connection one, or if you guys have the manual one, slide it out forward as much as you can. It will make things a lot easier. So once this is out, undo the plug right here. Just put this off to the side. You guys won't need it anymore. And now that is off, next is getting these off. I think they are just clip-ons. I'm trying to figure out how I did the last time. I think it's these press-on things. This one right here. So you press on this one, and same on this side. You press on this one. So you do it simultaneously, and it comes off. So it's kind of hard to do it while holding the camera. But let me try. I can't get my hand over it. Yeah, there we go. See? So just like that, push this one and this one, and it just clips on. So that's where it connects to. So once you guys get these off, get the other side off as well. That on this one, it has this clip. So definitely need to pop this sucker out right here. It's out. Cool, so now that it's out, this comes out. Oh, you might want to be careful too because they're lubricated. So careful with that. All right, so now that you're at this point, once you remove this and the piece that goes here, this big piece, next up is this black plate. It's 3 bolts. I think it's a 12. Yeah, I think it is a 12 or 10, 12 or 10. I forgot which one it is. And as you guys could tell, mine isn't even bolted up hard because, you know me, I already took this off and it never goes back to how it should be after you take it apart. Okay, now this plate comes off like clip on here. There you go. So now it's off. Gets better access to what you need to get to. Okay, so next you need to remove these on each side. So that one right up top right there as well. All right, so the 4 bolts that hold this whole piece, this is all one piece. So you have one right there. So that's the first one. Second one is right there. So that's the second one. So this is where the first one, let's see if I could show you guys. The first one goes right there. Right below it, it goes right here. So I already removed it as well. And then the other one is over here, which goes right there. So that's the 4 of them. You guys can tell. I'm trying to show you guys exactly like what you're looking for. So here's the vent and the other bolt is right there. So vent, bolt, and that should be it. So from here, this should come out as such. So it is coming out, but I forgot to unplug this thing out. So let me see where the plug is. It's this green plug right here. So let me try to get this out first. Again, there's hardly any room for this one, so it's gonna be a bitch to get your hand in there right behind this thing. So green plug, I forgot to mention that right there. If it focuses, damn it. There you go. So this green plug, which is for the mirrors. Now it is undone, but this is gonna be a problem for me because of the fact that my steering wheel is up close. So it comes off and you have to undo the plugs in the back. All the plugs that hold this in. It's easier to show you guys from back here, but those 2 plugs you need to remove. So it's that one, if it focuses, that one and that one. So once you have it in this position, that's the only thing that's holding it back. All right, so after you unplug those 2, the whole thing comes out. And this is how it comes out. And then from here, there's 1, it's already loose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So once you take that off, this basically comes off as so. And now you have the cluster right here. And it comes out like that. So there you go. That's how you would swap it out if you were to get your new one. You put the new one back in and you put everything back together the way it is. But before you do that, in order to make sure the needles are where they're supposed to be, you removed the cluster from it. When you receive your new one, this plastic is just clipped on. So clip this plastic off and I'll show you guys what to do. Plastic is only being held by these things right here. So go one by one, finding each one and loosen it, as you guys can tell right there. Just loosen them all up. Same on this side. I might cut my nails at the wrong time. But slowly by all of them, one by one, start loosening them up and then get this thing off. Clips are, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. So after you get that, make sure, don't break this little piece right here. Pop it open, good to go. Now you got this thing exposed the way it is. Now, if you guys do want to do this on your own, there are the rest of the clips right there, right there, right there, right there, and same with under. I think this one's broken. Yeah, that one's broken. And you guys could pop this open yourselves and you guys could do your own LEDs. That part, you need to know how to solder LEDs and all that. Otherwise, you guys are just gonna fuck up your gauge cluster. So that's why I say you're better off just buying it off this guy because he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for a long time now. And for the price, I'd say it's well worth it than having to go through all that pain of removing all the orange LEDs and replacing them. So I say just leave it up to this guy, be patient, and you guys will have your gauge cluster. You have the plastic exposed, these needles pop off, so you could by hand, you know, they're a little stubborn, but they pop off. Like, I'm not trying to fuck around with mine, but when you get them, when you get your new cage cluster, make sure before you remove it, the car is warmed up so you guys know where it sits. So it's usually sitting somewhere about right there, and I think when you're at idle, it's somewhere around right there. So gas, make sure you fill up your tank and you make sure that it is where it's supposed to be, which is somewhere like close to the F if you're really filled up. So once you have all those things, car warmed up, you know where the idle sits at, you know where the gas is at, and you remove it and you're about to put the new one in, take it apart like this, plug it back in, okay? The plug back in now, and when I put the keys in the ignition, it will turn on as so there you go. Car gas is where I left it, and car didn't even get to warm up, so I was going to show you guys that, but it was chewing up one of the cables, so I didn't want to risk it. So once it's like that and you turn it on and the gas is not where it's supposed to be, let's say it is not, let me see if I can remember that. Okay, focus, that's where it's at. The only one I could fuck around with is this one because I know where it's supposed to be at. Needle, you can play with it, they pop off. So let me see if I can, there you go. So there you go, I popped it off. And if you guys had a full tank and let's say the needle was like right here instead of being up here, pop it back in. So mine was about, crap, I'm trying to look at the phone instead of my thing. Where is it? Okay, there we go. So let's say it was right there. You pop it back in. Don't put too much pressure. And there you go. Don't put too much pressure, otherwise you might push it in too far and break it. And so you adjust that. Let's say, since my car's all torn apart from the front, you can start it up and the needle will go back up to where it's supposed to be at idle. But let's say your needle, the normal idle is around here, and when you turn it on, it's like up here. So just pop it off as well and put it back in place while the car is on. Same with the heat. Make sure that if it's not up here once your car is idled, and let's say it's like down here or up here, pop it off and put it where it's supposed to be. For the speedometer, that one's gonna be a tough one. If you guys can use the Waze app or a speed measuring app, go on the freeway with the cluster like this. I know your guys' car won't be torn apart, but mine will. And get to 60 miles an hour, have it around there, put the cruise control on, and then let's say once the Waze app says that you're going 60 and this is showing like it's going 70 or something, pop it off, put it at 60, and there you go. So that's what you guys should expect in case if the needles are not accurate. All right, so that's what you guys should expect when you guys receive the gauge cluster from him. Now, again, if you guys don't want to spend the 180 bucks, 170, 160, 200, 240 for the combo of the climate control, clock, temperature thing, and the gauge cluster, to me, it's really well worth the money, because to remove all the orange LEDs and then soldering back all the new ones is just a big time-consuming project that, you know, like, you don't really need to do it when this guy's offering such good prices for it. So I say just get it from him and do this instead. This one as well, to remove it, it's this cap. Pull it towards up and towards you, so it should clip on like that. So just a little bit up and towards you, and it comes right off. So that's off. And the only thing holding this is removing this plastic, if I could get it. So the only thing, after you remove this plastic trim here, you pull this off. The only thing that is holding this in place are these two bolts down here. So that one and that one. All right, so I just took the two bolts off, and this comes comes right out. Just tilt this forward like this so it comes right up. Once it's right up, you have this cable right here going through it. Unplug it, and then it should pop out. This plastic as well comes off, so if the guy sends you one with a more scratched up plastic, look between the two, the one, your original one, and this one, and find out which one's nicer and swap them out. That's what I did with this and with that one. Again, check the plastics, find out which one's the nicer one. Now that I have this off, actually gives me a chance to swap this cable out, because mine isn't working, this little clock thing, and I ended up getting another little cable for it from the back to swap it out and see if it works. So I got the new one right here, so I'm just gonna swap them out, and hopefully my little clock starts working again. So after you're done swapping them out, obviously put the harness cable back in, put the 2 bolts back in, put this clip back on, put the top piece back on. It's all clip-ons, and just like that, everything's put back together. Everything's working fine. Of course, good to go. So after I swapped out to my carbon fiber steering wheel, the blinking light kept going and going, and I'm just over it. I've had it like this for 1.5 years now, so it's about time. So that's why I actually agreed to do this video, because that blinking light, I just hate it. So I'm gonna put a piece of black wrap on top of that just to cover it up and get it out of the way so I don't have to look at it anymore. So once you have the needles where you want them, take this back out, unplug it from the back, put the plastic back on, mount this back up, put the back piece back on, put the screws back on, and then mount it back up here, plug it in, check it again, make sure your needles are where they are at before you put it in. Always double check. And then once you put this back on, put the 4 bolts that hold it, that are right here, and then a little bit further back, same on the other side. Plug everything back in and start putting everything back the way it should be. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for that G37 front end conversion. I will be doing metal custom vented fenders for my car. Hope you guys like the gauge cluster video. I know it's not replacing the LEDs video, but again, just get it from this guy. It's worth it. There's nothing wrong with them. They all work. I've had this gauge cluster for almost 2 years now, and not a single LED is going out. Everything still works. So get it from him. Definitely well worth it. I've had this gauge cluster for 2 years now, and everything still works. So when you guys message him, let him know that I sent you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.